Every day, billions of people around the world plug in a tiny device that connects, charges, and powers their digital lives. But behind this simple act lies a story few know. The story of Ajay Bhatt, the quiet genius who invented the Universal Serial Bus, or USB. This is the untold journey of how one man's vision revolutionized technology forever. Before USB, connecting devices to your computer was a nightmare. You had serial ports, parallel ports, PS2, SCSI, and dozens of different cables. Different ports, none of them interchangeable. Slow data transfers, and hours wasted installing drivers. Printers, keyboards, cameras, all needed their own cables and software. It was confusing, time-consuming, frustrating. Plug in the wrong one, it wouldn't work. Plug it in while the computer was on, it might crash. There was no plug-and-play, no standardization, no simplicity, and every tech company had its own idea of what cables should look like. It was chaos. Ajay Bhatt saw this chaos firsthand, and he knew there had to be a better way. Born in Vadodara, India, in 1957, Ajay Bhatt's journey began in a middle-class family. After earning his bachelor's in electrical engineering at Maharaja Sayajirao University and a master's degree in New York, he joined Intel in 1990. At Intel, Bhatt quickly became a senior staff architect, driven by a simple mission: make technology easier for everyone. The idea for USB came from a very personal place. Bhatt's daughter was struggling to print her school project because connecting the printer was complicated and unreliable. Watching his family wrestle with technology, Bhatt realized the world needed a universal solution, a single, simple port to connect everything. Ajay's idea was radical and elegant. He imagined a single connector that would power devices, transfer data, support plug-and-play, be instantly recognizable. In short, he envisioned a port that was as universal as the wall socket. It would be called Universal Serial Bus, USB, but Intel wasn't sold. Other engineers doubted it would work. Companies didn't want to abandon their proprietary cables. Peripheral makers were happy charging for adapters. Ajay's vision was almost shelved until he refused to let it go. He built a team of engineers who shared his vision. He created prototypes. And finally, he convinced his leadership. His team studied existing technologies, serial ports, parallel ports, firewire, and found them slow, costly, and complicated. Their goal: create a fast, reliable, and easy-to-use interface that could power devices and transfer data seamlessly. They designed a single connector that worked for keyboards, mice, printers, cameras, and more. They made it hot-swappable, meaning devices could be plugged in and out without rebooting. And crucially, they made the technology royalty-free, so everyone could adopt it. In 1996, USB 1.0 was released. It wasn't perfect. It was slow, just 12 megabits per second. But it worked. And more importantly, it was standardized. Intel, Microsoft, IBM, Compaq, they all backed it. And slowly, USB began to appear. Since its launch in 1996, USB has become the global standard, connecting billions of devices. First in keyboards, then in printers, then in everything. By the early 2000s, USB was everywhere. Apple embraced it. PCs adopted it. Floppy disks vanished. CDs followed. USB drives, thumb drives, became the new standard. People stopped installing drivers. They just plugged in. What used to take 10 steps now took one. It's in every PC, smartphone, game console, even cars. It replaced dozens of incompatible connectors with one universal solution. USB transformed how we interact with technology, making it faster, simpler, and more accessible. And the man behind it? Still largely unknown. In fact, the first time many people heard his name was from a joke. In 2009, Intel aired a commercial featuring him. Except it wasn't really him. It was an actor. The real Ajay? He kept working on USB 2.0, USB 3.0, USB-C, continuing to make tech simpler, smarter, invisible, Ajay Bhatt's invention also paved the way for innovations like USB flash drives, USB-C, and Thunderbolt, shaping the future of data transfer and device charging. Today, USB ports are in over 10 billion devices. USB-C is helping unify laptops, phones, and displays. It's the port of the present and the future. But the genius who made it possible didn't get rich from it. Intel chose to keep the technology open and royalty-free, and Bhatt accepted this with grace. For him, the real reward was changing the world. Bhatt holds over 130 patents, including innovations like PCI Express and platform power management. He's been honored worldwide, including the prestigious European Inventor Award. Yet, he remains a humble figure, proud that his work touches billions every day. Even as wireless technologies grow, USB remains essential. Its latest iterations deliver lightning-fast speeds and power delivery, fueling the next generation of devices. USB's design philosophy, universal, simple, and powerful, continues to inspire innovation. So, the next time you charge your phone, or plug in your camera, or save a file to a thumb drive, remember this. One man made all of that possible, not with a flashy startup, not with venture capital, but with persistence, clarity, and a quiet kind of genius. That's Ajay Bhatt. And that little USB port? It carries more than power and data. It carries a legacy. If you're amazed by the quiet genius who made your digital life easier, hit subscribe. There are countless unsung heroes like Ajay Bhatt shaping our world. Let's uncover their stories together.